because this session was originally designed for my Women's Small Business Facebook group called the Women's Small Business and Leadership Network, and I'm Danny Whitestone. I founded that group to have a awesome little corner of awesome on the internet. And I work as a customer success strategist, and I help small business owners fix and optimize their customer journey so their marketing dollars work as hard as they do. And I am really excited too, in terms of helping small business owners, to have Gail Zona on with us today. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Gail because she's super interesting and cool. And I'm just grateful that she's coming on to talk with us. And our awesome guest, Gail, has founded Learn AI for Biz to empower small business owners to harness AI for innovation and growth. She started using AI to help with her own small business, J. Jules Gifts, and found it an invaluable asset. With her years of tech background in venture-backed startups and corporate, learning AI was no problem. That makes sense. But she found a different situation when talking with fellow small business owners. Massive frustration. All right, there we go. Hence how we ended up all being here today. With Gail's passion for teaching developed as an adjunct college professor, she decided to start Learn AI for Biz to help others learn to use AI as an effective tool to accelerate their business success. To date, she has trained over 300 small business entrepreneurs with record attendance at her seminars. So, Gail, thank you so much for coming on and helping me and everyone this talk is going to reach.
So glad to be here. Thank you very much, Danny. I want to say hi to Monica. She and I know each other. So nice to see you again. Haven't seen her for a while. So what I'd like to do, I have a PowerPoint presentation today that has a lot of things laid out, and then we're going to go back and forth between that and ChatGPT. We're going to do some stuff live because that's where the fun part is. This is interactive. I'll call for volunteers a few times. I'm happy to take any questions. I really want to make sure you walk away with some knowledge here. So why don't I jump into, Danny, can I share my screen, hopefully?
This is where the host starts to pray that you can, because I think you can.
All right, we will try that.
There we go. Yes, setting correct.
Okay.
All good. I have no poker face.
All good so far. All right, so let me just get this going here. All right, so introduction to AI, how AI can help your business grow. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So show of hands, I don't have a whole lot of folks here, but that I can see, but I speak to newbies who are brand new, who've never used it before. So you will learn quite a bit. Most people I find these days are dabblers. They're people who've used it a little bit, had some success, but can't really get it to do much of what they want. And then also dazzlers, people who are using it on a regular basis, have gotten it to do quite a few things, but would like to learn more. So we're going to speak to all three of those groups today, because that's kind of just where people are. I have to say, when I started, I had way more newbies than did anything else, but I've watched it progress over time, which is kind of nice to see. I always like to start off with this quote from Maggie Van Galen. She's an award-winning author. She wrote a children's book called King's Day Out. And Maggie says that this AI thing, which she was first very scared about because she was an author, like, oh my God, is this just going to take everything away from me? After she and I talked, and after she attended some of my seminars, she says, no, I think this is going to be a tool I can use. And we have long talks about this, and I think I convinced her, and she now sings the praises of AI because she uses it quite a bit, at least to start things. Of course, she still writes because that's her track and trade. But the other thing that she's told me, which I thought was quite interesting, and I will tell you as well, because my question early on was, is AI really producing good quality material? Maybe it's like a C, getting a C in high school here with his English language skills. And Maggie says, no, from her perspective as a professional writer, it produces pretty darn good stuff. So that should give you some reassurance that what you're producing, from a quality of writing standpoint, at least, is a good thing to do. You shouldn't be embarrassed or ashamed of it at all. So as Danny said, I'm Gail Zona, founder of Learn AI for Biz. I'm an entrepreneur, former tech exec. So when I got out of tech a few years ago, I said, I'm kind of done with this. I was a little burned out. And so I founded a company called J. Jules Gifts, which is where I know Monica from. But that is a personalized handcrafted gift business. completely different from this. It's all physical. It's just a lot of fun. And I use high tech for social media and things like that. But it really was more of a physical day-to-day kind of a, talk to the customers thing. And I, like everybody else, I got completely frustrated with all this crazy social media. And I said, oh my God, save me now. And AI came along. And I said, maybe this is an answer. And for me, being, a person who isn't shy and scared of high tech, I said, well, let me just see how this works. And the answer was pretty darn well. And when I started reaching out to my friends and colleagues, I said, you've got to try this AI thing. They're like, yeah, well, I can't really figure this out. I'm not really sure. I can't make it do what I want. It sounds like a robot. I mean, all the things that you hear all the time. Or, it sounds like a good idea, but I just can't really figure out where to start. I said, maybe what I should do is I should jump in and help people learn how to do this. So that's what I did. That was the founding of Learn AI for Biz. The company was officially founded a little over a year ago. And today I've taught over 300 people. Still counting, right? We have folks today. So what I'd like to do is kind of concentrate on these 4 areas. So we'll do some basic building blocks just to get everybody set on the same page so that, we're all speaking the same language. And then I categorize AI, the ways AI can help your business, into 3 different buckets here. First is it can help you do day-to-day tasks faster. Things like social media and emails and all that stuff you have to do, which sometimes isn't what you want to do because you want to do your actual business. But it can help you do those day-to-day things faster, especially when they get to be more routine. It can help you do important tasks better. Important tasks like, what do your customers really think? How should you be responding to them? How should you be interacting with them? How should you be pricing and packaging your services? Can help you do that. That's extremely important to know how to do. And finally, AI can help you accomplish things you used to think were impossible. My favorite example is you can write a blog a week. And most people are like, excuse me, I can't write a blog in a year. What do you mean a blog a week? You actually can with AI. These won't be award-winning blogs, mind you, but they will be enough to get traffic coming to your site. So these are the kinds of things that I like to tell people they can learn how to do with AI. So let's start with our building blocks. We have AI, OpenAI, ChatGPT. Those are words that get bandied about all the time. There's also Gemini and Claude and Copilot and all these other words. So if we take a look at what those actually mean, AI is the category, like productivity tools is a category. OpenAI is the company, like Microsoft is the company, and ChatGPT is the chatbot, the actual tool that you use, like Word is the word processor. That's the actual tool that you use. So that's kind of how those things relate. We're going to be using ChatGPT today, the free version. I have kind of honed in on that one, because it's still got the most active development on it. It is still the most popular one. And it is the one that allows you to do the most customization, which I think is really important when you're using AI. And we'll talk more about that later. Does AI sound like a robot? That everybody always asks that. And the answer is absolutely it does, until you customize it. So until it understands who you are, what your brand tone is, what your business is, who your customers are, et cetera, it will sound like everybody else. Maybe not so much like a robot, but it sounds plain vanilla. It's what everybody else is doing. So you need to train it, you need to customize it, and we'll talk more about that today. Does AI track what you type? Yes. You have to tell it not to, and I'll show you how to do that today, because that AI will assume that you want to tell it everything you know, and it can use everything that you type. And the answer is no, you don't really want to do that. You want to protect your data. And the final one is, does AI make mistakes? Yes, it does. In fact, it's notorious for doing that. They're called hallucinations. You want to be sure to read everything it produces. So my best example of that is about a year ago when I was doing a social media post for my gift business. One of the things I do with my gift business is I do etched personalized glasses. Very popular gift, and I'm writing an Instagram post about that. And so AI says, well, if you're doing stemless wine glasses, then you must be selling wine too. So I'm going to write a whole post about buy your wine from G Jules. And I said, no, I can't sell wine. That's illegal. But AI didn't know the difference. And so I had to go back and completely redo that post, because of course we're not selling wine here. We're only selling personalized glasses. So you just need to make sure you read things, and make sure that it's not saying something that is not really who you are. But then my favorite is the stuff on the right. Is AI going to replace me on my job? And everybody gets very nervous about this. And I always say, well, it will change your job. Any new technology that comes out changes your job. There was a time when we had no internet, believe it or not, and that was very, very different. There was a time when we didn't have word processors and you submitted your proposal to the typing pool and they typed it. I mean, the technology changes things, and usually for the better, but sometimes not. But think about this. We all have cameras on our phones. We still have photographers, yes? People use Canva all over the place, but we still have graphic designers. So I like to do this. I think of AI as helping with those day-to-day tasks. You still need the pros for truly original and strategic work, absolutely. And in fact, I'm working right now with a woman who specializes in social media. She and I are putting together a joint seminar where she's going to be talking about the brand strategy for your social media. And I'll be teaching people how to use AI to do the day-to-day posts. So it really can coexist, this business of AI and experts, content experts in particular. So don't just say it's one or the other. You know, we want to use all the tools in our bucket. So AI, let's jump in here. AI interacts with you in terms of something called a prompt. So you give AI a prompt, do this, do this, do this. It comes back with a result. And that's how it goes back and forth. And we're going to use some of that today. But first, I want to give you a little bit of background in this. I like to say that it works better in AI, especially when you're starting off, to use more of a structure. As you get better, maybe you don't need the structure quite so much, but AI is famously unstructured. And so doing something with a little bit of structure really does make a difference because it helps you keep all the pieces in place. So we're going to start off with the structure that we've invented. Everybody does something similar, but slightly different. We have a persona, a backstory, and a task. So our persona is, what role do you want the AI to assume? Is it an expert in social media, business strategy consultant, marketing communications? You don't want a doctor telling you how to write an Instagram post. You don't want a hockey player telling you how to understand your clients. I mean, you really want to hone in on that expertise because AI knows all this stuff. So let's say, all right, let's take that slice of expertise that you have that's all about Instagram, and I want you to focus on that. Now tell me things. Now compose the result. So that's why we want to kind of focus that in. 2, a backstory. If you were to hire a consultant, you would have to tell that consultant a little bit about you, about your clients, about, you know, the way you do business, your services. This is the same thing. AI is basically acting as a consultant here because we're only dealing with business stuff here. We're not planning personal trips or anything. So AI needs to know a little bit about you, your customers, your situation. So you'll see that as we work our way through the prompts. And then finally, the task. What do you want AI to do specifically? This is the part that you normally think about. You know, you're trying to write an Instagram post, or you're trying to write a marketing flyer, trying to do an MLS listing if you're a realtor. You're trying to summarize a long article if you're doing some research. I mean, these are the things that you normally ask AI, but you also want to add that backstory and that persona to really get the best results. And then the final thing we'll say in our preamble here, this is changing. It changes every week. It's an unbelievable, crazy thing to try to keep up with all this. When I started teaching this to people over a year ago, you see that then column, it was pretty simple. You're an Instagram expert. I have a nutrition and wellness business. Create a post for me. It really wasn't very complicated. Look at the thing on the right. This is the kind of thing that we're telling AI now. Why? Well, like anything else, things get more complicated. There was a time when Instagram you didn't need Reels either. Remember that, some time back. But these days, because lots of people are using AI and because everybody's trying to get that competitive edge, AI works better with more information. So we need to give it more information now to get the best results. So that's what you see on the right. That's that more information thing. And it also mirrors the fact that I changed from being a person who provided courses. Here, come take a half-hour course with me and learn everything that you need to know. That's impossible these days. So now I have a consulting one-on-one business because I find that it works better if I take all the knowledge I have about AI and create these prompts for you. So you can just use the prompts instead of having to learn how to do them. Anyway, so we'll jump in. Let's play around with this. So here's our first prompt. We're going to create a post for Instagram because many of us use Instagram. And this is how it goes. We have a persona, a backstory, and a task. So for the persona, we're saying you're an Instagram expert skilled in creating engaging posts. You include relevant information. You include a call to action. The backstory, we're going to get a little bit about us. And then the task, create a post introducing me that would be engaging and informative to my prospective clients. Okay, so now if I switch over to Chat GPT, all right. Can you see Chat GPT on my screen? Yeah,
Yes.
okay, good. Make sure I'm clicking all the right buttons here. All right, so I have already pre-done these posts, so I don't have to type them because that would take a while. So here we are in Chat GPT. This is the free version. That's what we're going to be using today. You can do a paid version. We can talk about that a little bit later, but the free version is pretty good for most things. It'll go out to the web until you do about 15 or so prompts, and then it will revert back to the free version where it only uses its existing database. But for now, we're pretty good shape. I need a volunteer. Danny, I'm going to pick on you first, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
Just to let people go. So we're going to use your information here because we want to get a post specifically for you. So this is kind of how we do this. So we've told ChatGPT. Now we're talking to ChatGPT. You is ChatGPT. So we're having that conversation. So you, ChatGPT, you're an Instagram expert, skilled in creating engaging posts for. So Danny, what industry would you say that you were in?
It's service-based in terms of industry, consulting.
All right. Oops. Let's go back there before I get a little too crazy. Consulting and are you tied to geography or no? Probably not, right?
No, I'll say no for now.
Okay. We'll just say that. You include relevant information. Again, I'm talking to ChatGPT. You, ChatGPT, include relevant information in your posts and always include a call to action. So I'm spurring it on to make sure that I get the exact thing I want in my Instagram post. So I am Danny, a consultant specializing in helping. What kinds of clients would you say that you help, Danny?
If we're going broad, it would be service-based small businesses.
Sure, service-based small businesses. And a different kind of client, or is just the one?
We can just do it just for one.
Okay. And what do you help them with?
I help them with their customer success strategy, with their customer journey.
Customer journey. Okay. I have brag. Now the brag I like to say is, you've been in business a certain number of years, you've won some awards, you do some things that set you apart from others. What's a brag we could use?
Let's see. I've built 2 over 7-figure businesses based on putting customer success and the customer journey first.
Okay, putting the customer success and customer journey first. Okay.
And generally it's because, and for all the other small business owners seeing that, it's generally because we didn't have much of a budget for marketing, but so it became out of necessity. But I do believe it is, that is actually the secret sauce. That is the secret sauce on how to build a business.
All right, so specialize in helping others with, how about budget-friendly solutions?
Oh, sure.
Listening to what you're talking. Now you'll notice as I type here, I'm not typing everything with perfect spelling or perfect grammar, and that's okay because ChatGPT will read right through that, and that is because it's built on intent, not necessarily the literal words, but all AIs are built on intent. It takes all the words, tokenizes them, and creates meaning out of it. So we're always trying to get the right meaning. So that's why it doesn't really matter so much how you spell. If you're a bad speller or typist, that's a good thing. Okay, so I told it to go think about that, and we'll talk about memory in a sec. So now here we go. This is the post it's coming back with. Ready to transform your customer journey? Meet Danny. Hey, small business owners, I'm Danny, your guide to a seamless, budget-friendly customer journey. With experience building 2 7-figure businesses by prioritizing customer success, I know that a great customer experience isn't just nice to have, it's the foundation of your business. Or your success. Why work with me? I specialize in helping service-based businesses like yours make meaningful improvements without breaking the bank. Together we'll get, all right, this is pretty cool. The benefit, when you focus on your customer journey, you're not just improving service, you're building a brand people trust and come back to. And with my strategies, it's achievable at any budget. Well, maybe not exactly, but ready to put your customers at the center of your business. Tap into my experience and let's build your pathway. DM me. DM. All right. It knows it's doing Instagram, and it knows what that DM is part of what you say in Instagram. So that's why it's doing that. And then at the bottom, ChatGPT always gives you this little blurb about why it wrote what it wrote. And so if you're not getting the results that you want to read this, because it's telling you, all right, the reason I put all that stuff in the post that I just wrote for you. This intro highlights your expertise and results while positioning you as a supportive guide for budget-conscious business owners. Okay. So as long as, Danny agrees with that, then that's what we get. So this isn't bad. It put emojis in here because it knows that that we're doing something with Instagram. It's interesting, over time, it has stopped putting hashtags in. So let's ask it, what hashtags would you suggest for this post? You can always have follow-up conversations with ChatGPT, and I recommend that you do, because that's where you get more and more information. So it's giving me a whole bunch. That's like too many. All right. What top 5 would you recommend? These are not Instagram trending hashtags. They're just hashtags based on that content. Okay, but here we go. Here's 5, and it says why. Customer journey, small business growth, client experience, etc. So hashtags to consider when you're putting something up on Instagram. But that gives you a sense of what you can do. If you say, all right, I need something else similar for Facebook, you are also a Facebook expert. Send this post for Facebook. It will reformat a little bit because Facebook's a slightly different platform. So it's similar, but a little bit different. We'll do another one for LinkedIn in a minute because that's quite a bit different. Comment below or message me to schedule a free conversation. Okay. But that's the nice part, because you don't have to rate this content more than once. You can do it once. So anything, Danny, anything else that you want to do? Do you want to go back and say, I don't really like this, we want to change it? Let's see.
Oh yeah, 'cause I was looking at that. I'm like, okay, consultants general, but I'm really more of like a strategist. So because my business card is like customer success strategist. So
let's do this. I don't like the word consultant too general. We're going to say why. So I don't like the word consultant too general. Again, we're working off intent here, right? It's too general. I want to use the word strategist. Resend the Instagram post with this change. All right, let's see what it does.
So can I ask something? Why do you write resend? So
resend. That's an old habit that I picked up early in the day. So resend just means tell me again.
Okay.
So there are lots of ways to do it. I say resend, but all I'm doing there is I'm just saying give me the answer again, but this time make these changes. A lot of times if you don't do that, then it'll still come back. All right, so here we go now with ready to transform your customer journey. Hey, small businesses, your go-to strategist. Okay, for seamless, budget-friendly. That's a little bit better. All right, what else did it do? The benefit. Okay, it just mostly replaced that one word. But you can see kind of how that works. So the interesting part always to me is how we gave it just a tiny bit of information about Danny and her business and what she wanted to do. Yet we got some rather meaningful stuff. Maybe that's not exactly the post that she would use, but it's not far off. All right.
I love the hashtags just because when it comes to hashtags, I'm like, I have no idea. It's like my mind just goes like blank. And so that's fantastic.
Well, so yeah, so you can always ask for hashtags, or you can ask it for an image, some other things. We'll do that in a sec. So one thing, all these little light bulbs at the bottom. So when you ask for the either the recording or the slides, I've got little light bulbs, and one, I like light bulbs, but two, I just want to call out that you can use AI to help you figure out, this whole secret sauce thing. What makes you different? What's your unique value proposition? What sets you apart? You can use AI to help you do that. I have a free consultation I call a discovery chat, and I can help you figure some of that stuff out. So if you're interested in having AI help you with that, let me know. All right, so here we are. Let's try a different platform now. We'll try LinkedIn, slightly different chat. And this time, look at this part of the bottom. Create a post giving them the top number of reasons how it can help them. Fine. Make the tone 1, tone 2, tone 3. You can change the tone. So it starts off it is rather vanilla tone. It will modify it slightly based on the industry that you're in, and any other information you give it. But you can be very, very specific about that. And I'll show you that when we get into ChatGPT. So let's go back in. And
I'd love to know from the people that are watching this, whether you're watching the recording or if you're in the chat in the Zoom chat, are you using AI at all are you playing with this at all? Like what's the level out there in terms of, have you guys tried doing some of this stuff for your social media? I'd love to hear from you if you want to drop it in the chat.
That'd be good. Who wants to do a LinkedIn post? Anybody volunteering here? Monica, come on. Monica. Anybody? All right, I can do one for Learn AI, so you can see that, but it's better if you can do that. So skilled in creating posts for small, let's go back. Small consulting businesses, because that's really what I am. Likes and shares, you include a call to action, use benefits oriented language. So you notice all these things that I'm saying, that's in order to get AI to come back and give me stuff that doesn't sound like a robot, that sounds like it's meaningful. So those are all clues to do that. I want to reach out to my solopreneur clients specifically. All right, again, I misspelled it. It's okay. They are, so my clients are typically 45 to 65. And they are men and women, so I'm not going to put anything about gender in here. Skilled practitioners in their fields, eager to remain competitive. They're typically concerned about how to integrate AI as fast as possible. So that's my typical client. Create a post giving the top, let's say 3 reasons how I can help them. Now, for me, I know that I want to make the tone for my clients, I want it friendly, informative, and helpful. That's because I researched this a bit. We'll talk more about tone in a minute. I will tell you that for my gift business, one of the words I use for this tone is colloquial. You're like, what? Where did that come from? Well, I'm from the Midwest, and so I tend to speak in very plain language. And when I finally fell on the word colloquial, that made it sound more like I talk. So, all right, that was good. But this is a slightly different business here. Okay, so let's see what it comes back with. It's thinking.
Well, that generates and thinks. I can let you know that Monica had mentioned that she uses it almost daily, but has so many questions how to be more productive and automate tasks. And a follow-up question of however it fits into our talk here is, how can I save and switch between personalities? And if this is too much for our talk, I know you have that wonderful discovery opportunity afterwards.
I do. I'll hit one of those things for her, because that kind of multiple clients, Monica, is that what you're thinking about? Multiple clients with different needs. Yeah, that's a very common topic that people have. There's a couple ways to do that. So solopreneurs, embrace AI to stay competitive. As a consultant, I know integrating AI can feel overwhelming, especially when time and resources are tight. Here's how I can help you. Practical AI strategies, boost efficiency and revenue, future-proof your business. Yeah, okay, more or less. I will show you that. So if you go up here, when you're in ChatGPT, this doesn't work for the other AIs, but in ChatGPT, you'll see some initials or something. This is LE because my account that I'm using is a learning account, LE for learning. But if I click on here, you'll see a couple things. You'll see customize ChatGPT in settings. So let's look at the customize option first. If I turn this on, this is how you customize ChatGPT. So the top box here, and you'll see this is all about Learn AI. That's my business here. And then the bottom box, let's go down here. How would you like ChatGPT to respond? All right, so brand tone, friendly, personal, conversational, content, voice, technical jargon, focusing on a blah, 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 do these words, etc. So all of this stuff is what I'm telling you. When you respond, I want you to respond this way so it doesn't sound like a robot, right? It sounds like me. So that is important to do. I don't want to turn that on because that'll skew our results here. The other thing that's important to do is to go into settings and to go into something called data controls. And here, improve the model for everyone. That's nice, but we don't want to do that. We want to be selfish. Allow your content to be used to train our models, which makes ChatGPT better for you and everyone else who uses it, blah, 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 blah. You can do that, but I would recommend that it'll start with it like this, where you're allowing it to use your data. I would say turn that off, because now it's not using your data and putting it in its giant database. So you want that to be off. Improve the model for everyone. You want to make that off. And again, you find that in settings under data controls. That's one thing you should take away from today. Okay, so that is a little key there. Let's go back to our presentation. So like I said, AI doesn't have to sound like a robot. If you train it properly, it'll sound just like you. And there are various ways to do that, to make it sound like you. A little beyond the scope of our conversation today. It's a good half hour to an hour to make that happen, but it's worth it, because at this point, I don't really have to change much in terms of responses when it comes back for either my gift business or my AI business. So AI can help you do important tasks better. So like what? Like customer insights. This is something most people don't realize that AI can do. And that's why I like to kind of open your eyes, because it's amazing what it can do here. What do your customers really think? Well, if it knows a little bit about your customers, it matches it with all the demographics it knows about those same people, and it can come back with some rather interesting insights. Like, we're going to figure out what are the top 10 pain points that my customers have. This is fascinating. Okay, so let's jump back into ChatGPT. Let's go back and get that prompt. Let's go to here, customer insights. So do we have someone who'd like to learn more about what their customers think?
Oh, wait a minute. Where did you copy that?
Oh, that is, so Monica, it's the same thing that's on the PowerPoint slide. And what I do is I just have these prompts preloaded, so I don't have to type them.
Oh, okay.
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 That's all I did. Yeah. So then I can copy that and I can paste it. But if you get the slides, there's a way to get the slides. Just look in the chat. You can get all these prompts, so you don't have to type all this stuff, because we don't want to waste time typing today. So,
and for all my folks that aren't on camera, I understand these days. If you're not on camera, go ahead, and if this is something that you want to, if Gail's looking for some volunteers, if you want to, prompt it through the chat, I will relay the information.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. You don't have to come off the camera stuff if you don't want to. That's easy enough. Anybody want to try learning more about their clients today? Yes, no? Anybody? Don't be shy. All right, Danny, anybody?
I'll volunteer.
Okay, great, perfect, go for it. What industry?
Let's see, expert in helping small industry really connect with clients, helping the special education advocacy industry.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And this is going to be some interesting stuff. Industry, really connect their clients. Okay, I want to learn more about what drives my clients. So my clients is there a particular gender?
Not really.
Okay.
Mainly females, but
yeah, not everybody has specific genders or anything.
Right.
Specific ages?
Generally speaking, between 30 and 50.
Okay. Between 30 and 50.
There's no particular profession.
Okay. How about
let's just limit it to Massachusetts.
okay.
And they are the one thing that binds them together though is so they all have children with disabilities. They are parents or guardians of children with disabilities.
Okay, good. We can put that in. Disabilities. Children with disabilities.
And they
or-
need help with their child's education.
Okay. With disabilities. This will be really interesting. I want to see what it comes back with. Let's see. And I provide and need help with their education,
With their education.
their children's education. Okay. And what services do you provide?
I provide, well, special education advocacy is its own service. So I provide advocacy,
Yeah.
education.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, how would you, I'd say support, but I'm afraid that that's too vague.
Support. Well, I'd support to help. What results are you
To
getting?
help them on their journey, help them
Okay.
on their educational journey.
Good. Educational journey. All right. My specialties. So what would a secret sauce for you be? What are you doing that no one
I
else is
am
doing?
able to have people be comfortable with conflict
Ah,
and resolve things amicably.
be comfortable. Very good. With conflict and resolves things in the way. Wait, all right. Cool. This has been fascinating. Okay, what are the top 10 points that my customers have? Top 10 pain points. So we'll give it a minute to digest that and come back to
Let's
us.
hope we don't break ChatGPT, right?
We will not break. No. We're nowhere near breaking it. All right, top 10. So now this is interesting. So anytime we ask for a list of things, you need to know that ChatGPT is based on giving you the most popular answers first. It's behind the scenes, it's doing a whole bunch of pattern matching. That's how it works. So the first things it gives you will always be the most popular things. And sometimes that's what you want. But sometimes what you want are the more unusual things. And so you can ask for more. So this first set of top 10, this might be something she already knows about. Navigating complex systems. Yeah, well, that's what you do. Duh. Lack of clarity on rights. Ah, interesting. Overcoming resistance from schools, fear of conflict, ensuring appropriate services, time and resource constraints, emotional toll. Yeah, boy, that's huge. Financial concerns, mistrust of the system. Yeah. Future planning and transitions. Okay. Is any of that new to you, or is this just a nice convenient list?
No, it's a convenient list.
That's what I figured. And usually when you're an expert, that's about what it is. Give me 10 more. But what it will do is give you a nice convenient list sometimes. Now, this is where we start to get into some
This
stuff
is better.
that you might not have thought about, right?
These are definitely better.
Isolation, lack of community, difficulty communicating child's needs, lack of progress, advocacy, burnout. Oh,
That's a big thing.
yeah, I bet. Lack of customized solutions, discriminating or biased concerns, of course, difficulty understanding assessments, limited school resources, communication breakdown, struggle to balance academic and social needs. Interesting. 10 more. Let's see how far it's going to go here. Lack of consistency, difficulty finding trusted resources, feeling overlooked in meetings. IEP or 504 meetings. Now, most of us have no idea what those are.
I do. So, so
Right.
that's great. That's exactly what I do.
An
So
expert
that's
would know.
terrific.
Overwhelmed with documentation, managing transitions, concerns about peer relationships. Yeah. Worry about academic goals versus realistic expectations, feeling pressure to conform, finding balance with sibling needs. All right. So you've hit the free plan limit.
See, I told you I broke it.
No. This just means I've used this enough for
Of
today.
course.
And in getting the paid version for free. That's basically what's happened. So I'll say,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I know all about you. But this is the kind of thing that can really give you some interesting stuff. What would you like to know more about? Let's just ask it because we can dig into this a little bit. Anything?
Let's see. Pressure to conform.
Number 29. All right. Give me more detail about 29.
And I look at this and I'm like, oh, we're only a few short prompts of a 52-week nurture sequence for someone. It's just like, ooh.
Okay, so now it digs into this whole thing. Pressure to accept lower standards, lower expectations, inappropriate placement, apathy toward progress, balancing. Wow. Fear of not doing enough. On and on and on and on. How you can relate to this pain point. So now it gave us more about that information. Now this is what she can do to help her clients, right? How you can relate. Support confidence, provide a safe space, educate on advocacy, empathy and understanding. Right. That's the kind of thing you can do. So once you know what these pain points are, you can ask specifically, we can even do this. How can I help overcome this pain point? Let's just be very specific and see what it says. Okay, provide education empowerment, resource sharing, introduce package. So this may be something that she's doing already, or something that she could add to her services she's providing, or just change what she's doing. Or maybe it just validates what she's already doing. That's the other thing that can happen.
I would be very interested to see what it would say should be on a, given this information, what should a website promote? What key piece of information should the website promote?
Given this information, what key piece of information should my website promote?
Maybe pieces, multiple. Yep. Oh, great.
There
There you go. Read my mind.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go. My job is done.
your job is done. Well, and
Now I
this
just need to cut and paste this into a different AI tool to create the website.
I will save this. If you want to shoot me your email at some point, I'll give this back to you.
Thank you.
But this is a good example of the kind of question and answer and digging deeper. And this is the kind of thing you can do. Once you understand more about your client's pain points, you can understand how you can help them with those and what you should be doing, and whether it's additional products or services, or how you should be promoting your services so they even know that you exist, et cetera. So it's a great example of what you can do with that sort of information. That's why it's so very, very powerful. They're only scratching the surface. You can ask lots more questions about that. Again, I'll point to my deep dive because that's a way to kind of get at that sort of thing. And finally, the last thing, use AI to accomplish the impossible. You really can write a blog a week. And this is one way to do it. So we're going to first just get the blog topics, because we won't actually do all the writing the blog, because you need to do SEO for that, and we don't have time in this chat. But if we just want to get some blog topics, we can do. Now it's going to keep telling me that I could upgrade and get the plus version. I'm going to say thank you very much. I don't care. Who wants to get some blog topics for their clients? So what we're going to do is we'll get topics for a certain industry. The best recommendation typically is to do half the topics for things about your industry, and then the other half things that would be interesting to your clients. That's the part that's sometimes hard to figure out. And that's what ChatGPT or any AI can help you do. Once it understands a bit about your clients, it can say, oh, well, then your clients must be interested in as well. And that's what keeps your blogs interesting and gets them read. So that's kind of the point behind this whole exercise. Who wants to try this one? You want to do it again? Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So special
Education advocacy.
Right. Just remembering all the terms. All right. I provide resource and advocacy services to, if we had done this same thing in that other chat, I already know about her, but we started a new chat, so we have to put this in again. To families with children.
Disabilities.
Disabilities, abilities. Okay. They're most interested in education for their children. All right, let's do that. I think we can get away with that. There. 52 ideas. And again, this will be interesting. You can imagine the kinds of things it would give you. Okay, so and this is the stuff that, yeah, you probably know about. It's the kind of stuff you'd blog about anyway. Understanding the role of special education advocate. Oh, how to ensure your child receives appropriate support in mainstream classrooms. That's a good topic. Special education laws. Okay, so that's kind of the stuff that she probably knows about. Now, this is this general interest stuff. self-care tips for parents of children with disabilities, how to foster independence in children with disabilities, importance of family communication. Yeah. Why play therapy can be valuable. Interesting stuff. Any of these new you hadn't thought about before? Role of nutrition. Wow. One thing I will say, because we're talking about basically a health and wellness kind of a topic, the internet is somewhat biased on this, and therefore all AIs are biased on this because it gets much of its information from the internet. So when you're an expert in a field that's related to health and wellness, you want to make sure you check anything it comes back with to make sure that, one, it's factually accurate, and two, you agree with it, because you may have a different point of view than the rest of the internet. So
I like number 50 and 52. Those are great.
oh yeah, okay. So let's do this. We're just going to do a real quick and dirty, create a 400-word blog on 52. Make it friendly and conversational. Include a call to action. All right, you'll see how fast this goes, which is the thing that's just amazing. What you would need to do if you're really going to do this, you have to create the SEO words first, words and phrases, and then tell it to use those, which it can do. It can weave those in like you're supposed to, so that's nice. But here we go. Lighting matters, create quiet zones, soft textures and comfortable furnishings, sensory-friendly items, calming colors and sounds, declutter and simplify. There we go.
I love it.
Even if she didn't use this exactly, there's the base.
Yeah, it's
Right?
beautiful.
Now she can go back and edit it. So let me pop back into our presentation here. So like I said, you can do this, but it's not going to give you the results that you want unless you put your SEO terms in there. So just a word to the wise. But there we go. A business coach I work with, Kim Ravita, says Learn AI for Biz is exactly what's needed to navigate all AI can do for business. It really, truly is powerful. And just to remind you, we learned how to do day-to-day tasks faster, important tasks better, and accomplish the impossible. So next, get the slides and the prompts. You've got this recording. If you look in the chat, or Danny will give you the information so you can get the slides too if you want, and then you can just copy and paste if you want to use these directly, because you can just pop these right into AI and use these. That's what it's made for. Practice. You do need to practice a bit. And then, as I've said before, I have a free discovery chat for 30 minutes. The information on how to book that is in the chat, and Danny will probably give it to you in emails later. And I'm happy to talk with you for 30 minutes about how AI can help your business. But at least for today, here's my contact info. I'm on LinkedIn. Happy to answer any questions at this point, because we've covered much, but probably not every question.